Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy New Comic Book Day, January 17th, 2024. I hope all you guys found all your books in your cubby, mailed to you. However you guys get your comics, I hope you guys found all the comics you were looking for this week. I know I did here in the loud, mysterious black bag. Before we get dived into that, as always, I do want to let you guys know it'd always be most appreciated if you like, comment, and subscribe. Share me out to all your comic book friends so more people find my Fun Times channel about comic books. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get dived into what we picked up this week for New Comic Book Day. And I will review them as always with some light spoilers. Loud, mysterious black bag out of the way. Issue number 5. So I got 5 books this week. The 5th book that we're looking at is Guardians of the Galaxy number 10. It's actually the final issue of the run, guys. And I can't say I'm super surprised. This run's, it's been fun. I've enjoyed the art, but it's kind of been meandering a little bit. We've been at the same place for a little while, guys. And so on we go. I guess we're going to wrap everything up in a Guardians of the Galaxy annual number 1. Is what it looks like. So this is the last issue of that run to be wrapped up in an annual, and I'm not excited about that. I don't like picking up annuals all the time, and then I hate that they kind of got me, because I do want to find out how this story ends. So now I have to get this annual. Anyways, I would have rather they just made it issue 11, and we're at Legacy 190. We couldn't get to Legacy 200 before you had to end this run. It's sad. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. It's been an okay run. If you kind of watch back, the weeks, I haven't always reviewed it really high. There was a couple that got good, that were good. I think it was maybe issue 5 and 6. But yeah, man, dang. So and this is actually, there's some good hitters after that Guardians book, which was all right. You know what I'm saying? We moved the story forward, and like I said, I am actually interested enough in the final part of this story that I'm probably going to be picking up this annual. But this was really fun. We kind of jumped into the story. If you haven't been reading Beast World like me, I don't think you really needed to. Obviously we're jumping right into the action with this though, and there's no time wasted explaining all of how Beast World works to you. We're just gonna jump into the action. We got 3 of our favorite heroes: Nightwing, Jonathan Kent, younger Superman's son, and Damian Wayne down here. And I won't give away who he is, but you can kind of see they gave it away on the cover. He's obviously one of the beasts. So it's super fun. Some of the kids of, cause guys, Nightwing, Richard Grayson is basically an adopted son of Batman. And he looks at Damian Wayne like he's his little brother. And treats him. He really loves his little brother, and that's kind of what this story reinforces that. And I had a lot of fun with it, man. And the artwork was really good. Bruno Redondo's off the title onto Superman, but they're really keeping a good team on this book. The artists, I don't actually know their names yet, but I do hope they stay on, because it's really been fun the past couple issues. I think the art's been great. In the number 3 spot, we have Amazing Spider-Man 42. Now, I've talked about this before, so we're going to talk about it a little bit today again. And I think I'm going to try my best to make the point a little clearer this time. But so we got Marvel going on with their new $4.99 price tag. But with it, you get a really nice cover. For example, if I were to show you this one and this one, right? Nightwing, which is also $4.99 from DC, and Amazing Spider-Man 42, we're looking at the really similar paper stock quality, right? And I actually really like that out of Marvel. This book is nice. If I wanted to grade it, I could. You know what I mean? It's a really nice, sturdy able to be mailed or whatever. But then, you go down to your 399, and I looked at every single one on the wall, so I'm pretty sure, and a lot of the books that are 399 from Marvel, I want to say like 15 to 20% of them, which is a pretty high number when you really think about it, have already kind of like spine ticks from the factory or whatever, And I'm not sure if I can get this up on camera good, but that's what we're talking about here, guys, with this Marvel paper quality. And that's why people are kind of, a little upset about it. And I'd prefer to pay $1 more to have, well, hopefully this shows up good on camera, to have this kind of paper quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something with a nice clean spine. The paper, yeah, it's much better. Wish Marvel would go with the higher stock paper quality for another $1 more on more of their titles. That's I guess where I'm at with it right now. I dislike their super cheap papers. It's like interior paper basically as an exterior cover, and it's just not good. It's not good, Marvel. Come on. So let's move on from that. That was my 2 cents about all that. Amazing Spider-Man 42, John Romita Jr. art. What more can I say? Super fun. Not everybody's cup of tea, and kind of an older style. And this was a fun issue. We're moving the story forward, and gang wars ramping up. It seems like we're getting pretty close to some final payouts. I know the next Miles issue is the final of that. And the next Amazing Spider-Man issue is the final for Amazing Spider-Man, unless there's some sort of Omega issue or something like that I'm not aware of. I'll find out, I guess, as it gets closer. I don't always look at the far out previews, but sometimes I gotta check them out. Like on this, I gotta see what's going on. We'll see if it doesn't wrap up in the last one and it's like, oh, you got to buy this other issue. Like I said with the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, it kind of bothers me because, with the annual, what's it going to be? $6.99, something like that. We'll be lucky if it has nicer paper stock. Just moving on. I don't want to be too negative today, guys, but I do want to talk a little bit about the paper quality stuff. I'd like to see what your guys' thoughts about it are. If you're currently reading Marvel titles, let me know in the comments. I got X-Men number 30 in my number 2 spot, and this issue, guys, I've been talking about this Jerry Duggan run for a while now. And I've been trying to say, hey, you guys got to check this out. If you like X-Men, well, with the Krakoan era and everything like that, I can definitely understand that might put some people off. And the resurrection and all that kind of jazz is not the greatest, way to tell stories. It makes it too easy. You can just cop out and be like, oh, let's just bring him back from the dead. Well, with that all gone, and we got the Fall of X going on right now, I highly recommend this title. This X-Men issue was a throwback for me to the past, to the writing of 80s and 90s X-Men comics. I really thoroughly enjoyed this issue. I don't know how much more I can say about it. Like if you're a fan of Cyclops and Jean Grey, this has got a bunch of cool stuff in there about them. And if more recently you've been interested, you've liked some of the stuff with Sync, and the it's kind of hard because there's 2 different Wolverine 23s there out there now, but the Laura Kinney that is 1,000+ years old and lived in some place with Sync for 3,000 years or whatever, and they fell in love, yada yada yada. If you haven't read the book, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you think those characters are cool and you like that storyline too, some pretty big things go down in this issue regarding all of that. And I found that to be really heavy, really interesting, because I've kind of grown attached to Sync and this more adult, less, you know what I'm saying, just way more Wolverine X-23. You know, a very old, been alive for a long time, been there, done that. You know how Wolverine is. All right, hey guys, I can't not do it. I can't not do it. They are good. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a Spider-Man 2099 fan, maybe it's not like the greatest thing on earth, but I'm doing it again. I'm putting it in the #1 spot. This run has been amazing to me. These are all one shots. They're just like quick, one shots, that are ever so slightly tied in together. And it's taken me back to the days of reading comics as a child, when you could pick up an issue, read a book, and there was a self-contained story that had a start, a middle, and an end, and a small bit of linkage to the next issue, and enough fun and a good character that you were like, oh, I like this guy, that made you want to read his next story without having to drag out these, 12 issue arcs and stuff. If you're looking for something you can just pick up, read it, it's breezy, 30 minutes, put a smile on your face, take you back to when you were a kid, I gotta recommend this. Spider-Man 2099 #3. It's actually the 100th legacy issue, if you see there in the and first appearance of Werewolf 2099. I don't know, he's kind of a cool character, actually. Once again, in this issue #3, I'm really enjoying the writing. The way that these characters are being presented is just a blast, and I can't say too much more about it, but man, it is so much fun, guys. This is just, I'm having too much fun with this Spider-Man 2099 run. So Miguel O'Hara 2099. Spider-Man #3 gets the #1 spot for me. I had a lot of fun with it. It's they're like I said, kind of in last week's show. It's kind of like watching a cartoon. It's like watching a 30-minute episode of a cartoon. It wraps up at the end, leaves you wanting more. That's what I have today, guys. As always, if you do like this kind of content, click the like, comment, subscribe, spread me out on the YouTube space. We'll see you guys next time, and have a great day.